Please pause for the moment of silence. Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Today is Super Tuesday, and we see what the presidential race looks like for the Democratic candidates.
Among all the outstanding students at our school, a group from STEM has developed a product for those who are hard of hearing.
Apple versus Samsung, Cooper settles that rivalry in this week's edition of TED Talk.
Today is Super Tuesday in the Democratic primary. Some major candidate shuffling occurred since the last primary in South Dakota, as Amy Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg announced they were leaving this race. This provided a boost to former Vice President Joe Biden, who got both their endorsements.
I'm encouraging everybody who was part of my campaign to join me because we have found that leader in Vice President, soon to be President, Joe Biden.
Today, I am ending my campaign and endorsing Joe Biden for president.
14 states will vote today, and we will update you tomorrow as the results.
Down in the Ag Hall, our SOAR and Ag students have been working together to construct birdhouses. SOAR is a buddy program designed to increase disability awareness with general education students. The project began with woodworking, where they built and sanded their birdhouses, then painted the final product. While this is the first time the SOAR students have worked in the Ag shop, future projects are in the works. It's a great time to collaboration within our school, especially with such amazing products to show for it.
A bright group of STEM students have developed their own technology that brings awareness to help those who are hard of hearing. NHSTV reporter Reagan McDonald has the story.
It's not a rare occurrence to see STEM students working on some new and interesting assignments. From pinball machines to working rockets, their creativity seems limitless. However, one group of students is taking on something else entirely, creating a new model of hearing aids for the deaf. This project is being tackled by a team of 3 STEM students, Bailey Rapert, Jacqueline Hernandez, and Logan Datola.
We're designing a hearing aid that can be one of the first big players in the hearing aid space, because there's been so little innovation since in the last 30 years, because the FDA makes it really difficult for hearing aids to be innovated and produced just because of the way they have it classified.
This wasn't just a random idea they decided to act on. They chose to do this project because they truly care about the subject.
The healthcare gap in the entire world is something that can't be ignored. Just because you have insurance doesn't mean you can afford to get your care, and it shouldn't be money that determines your quality of life.
They're hoping their design may be useful to those who suffer from hearing loss in the future, especially in regards to those who are losing more than just their hearing.
More the older generations, they're like losing their eyesight and they're losing their hearing. And so we wanted to try to make it to where that the hearing aid would not interfere with their glasses. We wanted to combine those two and make sure that it would help them.
For NHSTV, this has been Reagan Gates.
Now, whether you're an Apple or Samsung fan, Cooper's about to reveal a new phone that has better qualities than most laptops. This is Tech Talk.
Auto company Rolls-Royce has released a social networking site only available for users who own one of their cars. Called Whispers, the site offers users a variety of luxury items and activities to buy and do. Rolls-Royce CEO says the site offers transformative experiences, rare and desirable products, whimsical treasures, and exclusive Rolls-Royce previews that are curated by Rolls-Royce and delivered directly to the fingertips of their global community. Apple released a $5,000 display with plenty of features to make it worth the cost. At 32 inches, the Pro Display XDR boasts 6K footage and over 1 billion colors. In bad lighting areas, the display has a map mode to prevent glare on your screen. Paired with the Apple Pro Stand, the XDR can be rotated and adjusted to the perfect height and angle for every consumer's needs. If you're in need of a high-end computer display, the Apple Pro Display XDR is definitely worth taking a look at. Samsung's new Galaxy S20 is one of the most advanced phones recently released. With an edge-to-edge display, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and more RAM than most laptops, the phone boasts incredible specs. The S20 can range from 6.2 inches to 6.9 inches compared to the iPhone 11, which is only 6.1. The biggest selling point on the S20 is the camera, which takes 108 megapixel photos and 100 times zoom. All this on top of 8K video and 5G connection, the Galaxy S20 is a game changer. The standard S20 will start at $999 and the Ultra will run $1,400. That's all I have for you guys on this week's edition of Tech Talk, but I was able to talk to a few students in studio on their opinions on the Apple versus Samsung debate. Here's what they had to say. So I'm here with Joe Trapnell and Justin Barnes, and I understand that you have an iPhone and you have a Samsung. So what phones do you guys have?
I have an iPhone 8, and I've had it for about 2 years, and it's been like really reliable for me. I have a Samsung S10. It's been very well. It got a cool cover on it.
So these were both intentional choices, I assume. So like, why did you pick an iPhone?
Well, mine was just like given to me as a gift, but I've always had Apple devices ever since I got my first phone. I just like the customization that you can have with an iPhone. It's very simple. Like you can edit a lot of stuff in your settings, and it's always been like what I'm used to.
For me, it was something I personally had back in 7th grade. Got a Samsung phone finally on brand, and then had to get a new phone after my last one cracked, so I decided, you know what, we'll go with the S10. It's got a good camera, good quality, and I've been satisfied with the choice ever since.
I think it really just depends on like personal preference and what you're using the device for. Like if I wanted a smartwatch, I'd buy an Apple Watch. But if I wanted to buy a computer to, you know, take to college, I'd more than likely buy like a Dell or pretty much anything but Apple.
See, I feel like it's very ironic. While I understand your advocacy with like what you're used to, I think it's very ironic that you advocate for more customization with a Dell computer, but when it comes to phones, you don't want the choice of more customization by having an Android or Samsung phone. Like we know for a fact that one, the customization on an Android phone or Samsung is significantly higher than an iPhone. You've got different OSs, you've got ways you can route it. Like that's just essentially what makes it more customizable. But on top of that, you're getting all the benefits we used to see with an iPhone, such as a good camera, better interconnectivity, all that's being brought to Android right now. So what's stopping you from making the switch over to Android? Is it just a personal preference, or?
Yeah, it really is just the personal preference. I feel like iPhones are all around better devices than Android devices are. Like some Android phones will have better qualities in a certain area than an iPhone would. Like you could buy a Samsung or like a Nokia with a better camera than an iPhone does, but it will lack in other areas than an iPhone does.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming in, and if you're looking into buying an Apple or a Samsung, I hope these guys both make great cases for both.
So today is Super Tuesday, so if you're 18 or older, you can go ahead and go out and vote. I know there's different stations set up around, so yeah.
Exactly. And also, people were wondering why we haven't covered the Republican side of the presidential debate. And the reason for that is because of President Trump, right?
Right.
Yeah, he represents that Republican side, so.
Yeah, and tomorrow we show you where you can get snack favorites on campus for only $1.
And an update on everything in the world of sports.
Thanks for watching. This has been NHSTV Live.